In this problem, we have two different events. We have students who get a B or better on their homework average and students who get a B or better on an overall class grade. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight those two events. Now, it doesn't matter where I highlight them, but just to indicate that there are two different things going on here, a homework average and a B or better in the overall class grade. So we'll call the homework average, getting a B or better, we'll call that H. And then the overall grade situation, we'll call that G. Okay, well, to kind of look at the one approach to doing this, we could actually just go ahead and build a table. So let's just see how that works out. Now we want to know in the end what percentage of students earned a B or better in the class. Obviously we don't have that piece of information directly given to us. So we have two events, B or better on homework, and then, well, what's the opposite of that? In other words, what's the complementary event? That's that they do not get a B or better on homework. Get a B or better in grade and not get a B or better in grade. So we'll have homework and we'll have a grade over here. Okay, so let's fill in some of these details. We know that 44% of the students earn a B or better on their homework average. So out of 100, if we consider 100 students, 44 of them were categorized right here. So 100 total students. This is just a nice way of not having to deal with decimals. So that means the other 56 students obviously did not get a B or better on their homework. Now maybe they just didn't do it. Who knows what happened. Then we also know that 50% of the students had a B or better homework average or a B or better overall grade in the class. So that unfortunately refers to a region that is a little bit harder to pinpoint in terms of what these values should be. But we do know that that entire thing has to add up to 50 right there, because that's either getting a B or better on as a grade or B or better on homework. Okay, so we're not actually going to be able to do anything with that right now, or at least not very simply, so we're going to go on and see if the next piece of information helps us. So we know that 30% of all students receive a B or better homework average and a B or better class grade. Okay, so 30%, or 30 out of the 100, qualify right here. Great. Well, we know that 30 plus this number right here has to be 44, so the extra 14 got a B or better on homework, but not a B or better in class grade. Maybe they just didn't do so well on projects, tests, etc. Now the cool thing is that now we do have enough information, because before it was this plus this had to give us 50. Now I have two of those three numbers, so I can say, okay, well, this adds up to 44. That must mean that this is the extra 6 to give me the total of 50 in this blue sort of box-looking thing. So that allows me to fill in some extras. So that means 36% of students got a B or better as a class grade, and then the others, I guess this is going to be 64 out of the 100, did not get a B or better, so they got a C or below. And then doesn't matter which way we go here, but 6 plus this number should give me 56. That number is obviously going to be 50. And then just to double check that things work out, 14 plus 50 is also 64. So great. This does work out, and I can real quickly answer the percentage of the students who earned a B or better in the class. So here are the B or betters in the class grade, and that answer is going to be 36%, or 0.36. Now, that wasn't a lot of work. That was actually probably a little bit maybe simpler than having to do the math, but let's just go ahead and take a look at it anyway. So our question was, what's the probability that you get a B or better as a class grade? Well, immediately, there's not really a formula that we have for this. However, we do have formulas that incorporate the probability of G. What formula might that be? Well, check this out. If we did the probability of H or G, so the probability that you get a B or better on homework, or probability that you get a B or better as a class grade. Well, we know that that's probability of H plus the probability of G. Oh, there it is. That's the value that we want to search for, minus the probability of H and G. So this actually makes it pretty quick. We don't have to fill out the whole table. It's just realizing that if you're looking for the probability of a single event and you don't have that, you can use an OR formula and say, okay, well, making sure I know these other three things, I can probably fill in the rest. Well, I do know, I'm told that the probability of B or better on homework or B or better as a class grade is this number right here, 50%. So this is 50%. The probability of getting a B or better on homework, that was given to me as 44%. I want to solve for the probability of getting B or better as a class grade. And the probability that both of these things happen is 30%. Well, look at that. That's just a little bit of simple arithmetic now. I'm going to move the 0.44 to the other side by subtracting. I'm going to move the negative 0.3 to the other side by adding it. And that gives me the probability of G. Well, 0.5 minus 0.44 is 0.06, plus 0.3 is 0.36. So there you have it. That's how we would do it algebraically. Much faster. Really, we just had to know where to plug things in, and then we were able to move the elements around and be able to find our answer that way. So either of these methods works quite well.